Today's lesson is 8-8 Part A, and today we're going to start looking at how to find the surface area of a pyramid. So our objective is to learn to find the surface area of a pyramid, and some places that you might use this in real life is if you were going to build something in the shape of a pyramid, maybe a tent, or if you're going to paint something, of course, in the shape of a pyramid. So, a couple of things that I want you guys to add to your notes before we get started. So, the slant height of a pyramid, this is going to be a new term, slant height. And it's measured along the side of the pyramid. It's not measured like straight up the center where you're going to go to like the peak from the center of your base. It's not that at all. It's going to be that side where the triangle is. You're going to run up the side of the triangle. And that's called your slant height. And the thing that's extra new for you guys is that it's represented with this symbol that's like a cursive L. So when you see the cursive L, and a lot of you are going to probably call it E, but you need to get out of the habit of calling it E because it's called L, or cursive L. So let's just go ahead and jump over to the formula. The formula that you're going to be using is right here. And I feel like it needs to be a little bit more pronounced. Let's see, it's surface area equals B, which is area of the base, plus 1/2 P, which is perimeter of the base, times the slant height. So I want to kind of point this all out for you. So slant height being found along the edge of the pyramid right here. So let's go ahead and start to see what this looks like in action. So find the surface area of this pyramid to the nearest tenth. So first we're going to start off with our formula, which is capital B, area of base, plus 1/2 of your perimeter times your slant height. So we need to find the area of our base, we need to find our perimeter, and we need to find our slant height. So for the area of our base, we need to come over here, and we're going to look at our base, which is 2.4 times 2.4. So our base is 2.4 times 2.4, which is equal to 5.76. And then to find the perimeter, we're going to go all the way around to the outside. So 2.4 plus 2.4 plus 2.4 plus 2.4, or 2.4 times 4, which equals 9.6. And then slant height is always easy because we're just going to find the measurement along one of the sides of the pyramid. So for this one, it is 3. So now we have our base, we have our perimeter, and we have our slant height, so we can go ahead and plug and chug, is what I like to call these problems. So our base is 5.76, perimeter 9.6, and lateral slant height 3. So let's start whittling this down. So 9.6 times 3 is going to be 28.8. And then we're going to take 1/2 of that, or 28.8 divided by 2, which gives us 14.4. Bring down 5.76 plus, and then we can just add those two together, and we get a total of 20.16, and our unit is in feet, and because we're doing surface area, it's going to be squared. So up next you have a you-do. I'd like you to try this one, and I'll actually get you guys started just to kind of help out. The base is a square, so it's got a base with 2.5 times 2.5, and I don't know if you can hear my kids crying in the back, but they are being ridiculous. And then our perimeter is 2.5 plus 2.5 plus 2.5 plus 2.5, or 2.5 times 4 of those sides. And then your slant height is the measurement along the side. So for this one, it's 3. So there's our symbol for slant height, and in this one, it's 3. So you're going to find this answer for your B, this answer for your perimeter, and then your 3 will go in at the end of your equation, which is b plus 1/2 perimeter times slant height. And if you want to check your answer after you finish, I'm going to stick it down here in the corner so you can see if you've done it right. So pause the video, and when you're finished, here's the answer. So get excited if you got it right, because you just started this and you're already awesome at it. Okay, so now we're going to do a we do, which is actually a true story. In the late 1400s, which is a really super long time ago, the artist, who is amazing, he's like a genius, Leonardo da Vinci, actually designed a parachute shaped like a pyramid. So his idea was that his parachute would just be a pyramid with, triangles on each side. So each side of his tent-like structure measured 21 feet, so the base of his triangles were 21, and then 12 feet high, so they were a slant height of 12, because these are technically like leaning, towards each other. What's super, super important to note is that if this were a parachute, we don't include the base, because obviously if we had fabric covering our base, it wouldn't really serve the purpose that we want it to, which is to be a parachute and keep us from falling as quickly. So all we're really going to be measuring for this problem is finding the area of, 4 of these triangles that are 21 by 12. So like I said, it's super important to note that we don't want to include this base. We're just finding the triangles. So what we're going to do is find this first triangle. So if it's got a base of 21 and a height of 12, I'm going to go ahead and multiply those together first. So 21 times 12 is going to give us 252. But then I want to take a half of that because I've got 1/2. Which gives me a total of 126. So if each triangle is 126 feet, then we are going to multiply that times 4, because we have 4 triangles that are going to go around and make up this pyramid. So 126 times 4 is going to give us a total of 504, and this is feet squared because we're just doing surface area. And the question is asking how much material would you need to build the parachute. We would need 504 feet of material in order to build this actual parachute. And that is our answer. The next we do problem is actually a triangular pyramid, and this means that it's still a pyramid but that its base is a triangle. So to find the area of a triangle, we have to do 1/2 base times height. Wow, that 2 does not look like a 2. 1/2 base times height. So we need to come over to our triangle, and here's the base of our triangle, and here's the height of our triangle. So we're going to do 1/2 3 times 2.6. So I'm going to multiply that out. 3 times 2.6 is 7.8. But I want to take half of that because it's a triangle. So half of that is actually 3.9. Next I'm going to find my perimeter, and I find that by adding up the edges outside. So I've got 3 plus 3 plus 3 to get back around to the beginning. And when I add that up, that's just a total of 9. And then last I need my slant height, which is going to be found on the side, and that is 2.5 meters. So now I'm going to use my B. I'm going to use my B, I'm going to use my P, and I'm going to use my slant height to plug into my equation, which I wrote up here. So the first simplification I'll do is 9 times 2.5, which gives me 22.5. And then I want to take the half of that. So after I do that, I get a total of 11.25. And I'm going to bring down 3.9 plus. And then I just add those together, which gives me a total of 15.15. And then that's meters squared. So I have two problems that I want you to try on your own, you do's. Find the surface area of this pyramid to the nearest tenth. So your formula, of course, is base plus 1/2 of your perimeter times slant height. So you'll need to find your base, which is going to be 5 by 5. Then you're going to find your perimeter, which is going to be adding up all the sides. So 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, or 5 times 4. And then your slant height for this one is just on the edge, which is 8. So using those numbers, I'm going to have you guys get started and see if you can get the answer for this. So pause the video while you work on it and try your hardest and see if you can get the right answer. Okay, the last you do, I'm not going to set it up for you, but I do want you to try it. So after you get it set up from looking either at your paper or looking on here, I want you to pause the video, and then after you've tried it and you want to check to see if you've done it correctly, go ahead and check to see if you did it. Be sure that Mrs. Painter sees this so that you can get credit for doing 8-8 Part A.